so-called Native Americans are being rounded up and identified as another peoples. Just notice the name of Native American peoples. They are a mixture of people, right? They are a mixture of people. Uh, who knows who their father is? Who knows who their bloodline is? They have all different fathers. They have different men, nations of people contributed to that race, and they stuck together and kept to themselves, kept generating only to them with themselves. That's why they are called peoples with an S. They're not one people, they are peoples. Why would they describe them like that if that is not what they meant? And they are rounding them up now. And we know it's by the Most High, because the Most High said that he would separate the wheat and the tare. We know why these people were created. I've been showing you how they were created. And I'm going to try to give you some other information today on how they were created. They were created the same way all the mulattoes who say, let's get whiter. Let's get whiter. We know we came from dark-skinned people. We all came from dark-skinned people. But let's make our race whiter so we can deceive these Israelites, because we're cutting them off from being a nation. They all have the same objective. They are all of Esau. They can't have anything else but the hatred for Jacob. Psalms 83. All the nations joined in a confederate, crafty council to cut us off from being a nation. So when you see all these different groups of people, and they placing this people in that land and calling these people by the name of that land, they name this land after themselves, and they place people in there and say, now those people are, all the mulatto people that are in government that we set up, they are the original people. No. They wrote things down. People wrote things down. They kept all the records. They kept all their notes. They made dictionaries, right? They defined things. And before they could get in this area to tweak us all the way out, to cut us all the way off, they wrote down who we were first. And here it says American. This is the Noah Webster, 1826, I think 26 or 1828 dictionary. One of the earliest dictionaries. They wrote American. It's an adjective pertaining to America. It's pertaining to America. American pertains to America. It goes with America. It's talking about the people on America. Okay, American. It's a noun, right? Talking about the people. A specific thing, a specific person, specific. A noun, a native of America. We are natives of America, meaning we have birthright citizenship. Not only that, the term was originally applied to Aboriginal. You know what that means. Aboriginal, or in other words, copper-colored races. Found here, they were here when the Europeans came over here. They found these people that looked like different shades of the penny. of the penny. Copper don't have 2 or 3 different shades. If you see a copper pipe, it's the same shade. You scrub it down, you sand it off, it's going to be the same shade. One shade, copper. One shade. You clean it off, it's going to be one shade. This was talking about the color of different colors of the penny. All right? Copper race, Europeans found, but now applied to the descendants of European-born Americans. Okay? Let me stop here. Let's look at some of them. Okay? Now this is a picture. Here of the people here that they say represent the people that they saw when they got here. This is what they're saying now. This is a painting. Now you see in the left corner, you see this woman, a man with an Oriental hat. Next to him, or her, whatever it is the Vietnam style hat. Then next to them, just go up and down and look. Now they painted these pictures to fool us, but we can see different features of different nations of people in this painting. I can see East Indians. You don't know what you're looking at. It's AI. It's AI generated, if you ask me. You know how AI make people up. Now, we know these people, they still have white noses. You see a little British. You see a little East Indian. You see Mexican, mostly Mexican and Oriental in these people. Let's keep looking. Okay. What do you see here? You still got the same hair texture. All the people on the land with the same hair texture, right? They made sure of that. Because hair texture is identity, is an identifying trait. Hair texture is an identifying trait. Where would you find these people over the rest of the world? Where were they at in the Civil War? Where were they at in World War II and World War III? World War II, World War I, World War II. Where were they at before then? Who do they go back to? You got Ham, Shem, and Japheth, right? Who do they go back to? You got Ishmael, and you would have Ishmael, and you would have Moab, their new race, their new people, Ishmael, which be Arabs, and you got Esau, he's a new race. He's the youngest race, actually. Esau. Where do these people come from? Everybody else, you can trace them back to a biblical ancestor. These people, you cannot. That's why we know they're a new made-up race. Let's keep looking. You see these people? These are Oriental features. No people on the earth that look like these people unless you go to the Orientals. It's easy to track them. It's really easy to track them, regardless of the garb they got them in. It's easy to track these people. They're not Negroid. They're not European. They're not the early Moab. Because I'm going to show you early Moab. Okay, this is early Moab right here. This is early Moab. Now, they got some features of Moab, but what they don't have is the woolly hair. This is early Moab or Ammon. These are Oriental people from the oldest Oriental, Negro Oriental tribe. They're out of the Philippines. Now, those people come closer to looking. The Native American Indians, before their color was taken away from them, They look more like these people mixed with Mexicans. I'm not going to say and Taino Indians because they're real short people. These people, Ace, the traveler, he's over there in Filipino now. These people live remotely. They only thing they got is these power lines coming through, and they say they don't even pay for that power to come through. They said they use solar panels to generate their cell phone power and everything. Their lights, they use solar powers. They showed them to us. Now these are the Filipinos now. So those people, these are the Filipinos. You see what they're doing? They're touching hair. They're looking at Ace's hair. Let's see. Let me see if I can get them. This is one of their children in their tribe. Don't he look kind of Native American Mexican? Can you see how they generate it? How they generate when they change their skin texture? You start mixing them with lighter skinned people. This is how they turn out. Okay, let's see if we can go. Okay, that's him again. Let's see, let's go back this way. Now they're touching Ace's hair. And they're touching their hair saying we have the same hair. Okay. Now, you see that? Who are those people? Where they don't go back all the way. You see some Oriental in her face and kind of in her nose. And I think her hair, they straightened her hair for the picture. Because I'm thinking she got kind of like some woolly hair too. She got a lot of melanin in her skin. So you can see how they start generating the people. Now, where did these people come from? Where did these people, they look more Edomitish. And he looks Oriental, the guy with the red bandana. They look more Edomitish and Mexican, Spanish, than they do Oriental. Some of them. Now he looks Oriental. He's got that Oriental look. See the deepness in their eyes. See their eye. Now this guy look white right here with the feathers on. He look European. And they all represent these statues. They all resemble these statues up here. Like they could be their grandfathers or, they represent them. These people are red. They're not copper tone. They are red. The shadow hitting their face and makeup and all of that, it's a different story. Where did these people come from? There's nobody in the Bible described like these people here. They are standing in front of their fathers. They're resembling their fathers right there. Where did they come from? They're not Ham's descendants. They are not Jacob's descendants. They don't look like Arabs. And they do not look like Japhet. Japhet was Negroid. Okay? Where did these people come from? They made these people. They made these people by a mixture of a bunch of people over a span of time. They tweaked these people to make them look totally different from the original people of this land, the copper tone people. With the right mixture of melanin, the eyes, the mongoloid look, they can't hide. They can't hide these people. They can't hide the folly that was done in these people. And I these people are part of. They are part of the conspiracy. In other words, they knew what was going on. They knew what was going on, right? They worked for the union. They worked for the union to do this. They worked with the union to be reclassified from Mexican, Oriental, Moab, you know, East Indian too. They got some of their features. African. They worked with these people to be set in the position that they are right now. And the people there in Idaho and places, they don't even look like these people anymore. What happened? These are Mexicans that look like, let's see, these are Mexicans that look like they're Oriental, so we can see kind of how the features change. This is a Mexican child that looks Oriental. He also looks like he could come from those Native Americans too. That's a Mexican. People think I'm Asian. That's a Mexican. She looks Asian. See, so that Asian look, it bleeds through. Those are dominant genes. She's Asian. Hi, I'm Mexican. You're Asian too. When did Issachar have those slanted eyes and faces? When did the Aztecs or the Mayans look like you? Mexican is a made up people. And you see, they use the Orientals to make the Mexicans. They use the Orientals to make the Native Americans. They mix them together. Let's see. Is that it? Okay. So yeah, this is proof that they worked together with those founding fathers to get rid of the indigenous people, the true copper tone people from this land, to cut us off from being a nation. These people work together, and they're still working together. This woman says she's one of the last full-blooded Native Americans left. Now you see that they start taking. She's one of the last closer to the full-blooded Native Americans. None of those Native Americans we showed looked this Negroid, had the wide nose, except for Moab. Now she looks more like the East Indians, kind of like with the dark eyes, but she looks more Negroid than any of them. And she says she's the last of the full-blooded, meaning that the other people that are calling themselves Native American, they moved away from the people that look like her and started generating offspring with people that look like Esau. Okay? Let's look. Now, we're looking here at the modern day Native Americans, okay? These are modern day. These are who they call, these are people calling themselves. They look more like the $5 Indians than they did the woman we showed who said she was the last representative of full-blooded Native American. They started going back to the copper tone. Let's see. That's modern day. She says she's Native American. We see the Asian and the Mexican look. See, they replaced they got the same look that the Mexicans got when they left their ancestry, right? and started going toward their European ancestry to repopulate with. Okay, here we are again. They're looking more Mexican, more and more. How did this happen? Explain that. They're looking more European. They're looking more European by the noses, right? More mulatto, European, moving toward Asian. Her look, she got her face painted. And don't let the clothes fool you. That means nothing. Okay, let's see. Here she go again. Look in the background. That's Mexican back there. They move. The more they move toward away from their ancestry, the more they look like a made-up people. The Mexicans look the same way. They moved away from Aztec, Mayans. So did the Puerto Ricans. They look like this. These people are the tear. The wheat and the tear. Right? Look at this. These are supposed to be modern day Mexicans. Native Americans. Now this guy over here, he looks like a Indian, East Indian in the suit over there. She looks Oriental. They all have these Oriental eyes, man. You can't get away from that. This guy right here, yeah, you can tell he looks Japanese. This guy, he looks Mexican. This guy over here, he looks in the middle here with the suit on. He looks like, yeah, you probably could say he was French mixed with a little Spaniard, a little East Indian, a little Asian. Who is these people at the bottom down here? This guy is straight European. He's a $5 Indian in that spacesuit. She's Asian, Mexican. So yeah, we can't be fooled by these people's them stunning, because we know they are in the middle. They're at the end of their road, and they're pulling out all the stops. You know, they draw the short straw, and the only thing they got to do is go back and revisit all the things they used to fool us away from our identity. We don't care who y'all say the Native Americans are. We don't care, you know, what charade you guys play, what musical chairs you play. You ain't gonna stop God from ending your kingdom, your rule. The times of the Gentiles is over. Now, what reason why I'm doing this video is to show my people. They can't be two people. They can't be us and the people they're showing now. We gotta be the full-blooded natives of this land, or aboriginals of this land. It can't be them, because they moved away and went toward their white ancestry. They moved away from us. Nobody, they didn't keep regenerating with us. And they regenerated with their white ancestors, their white kinfolks. So they can't be bloodline aboriginals, right? They can't be bloodline aboriginals. They never were. They are a made people. We are the originals in all the land. So all praise to the Most High.